Hey everybody, and welcome to the week ahead read from the Occult Tarot deck for the 9th through the 15th of August of 2026. As always with these, take it as and if it doesn't. Like, comment, share, follow, subscribe, or find another video that you might be looking for on Randy Mintaka 93 on YouTube, Randy Morningstar 747 on TikTok, or the Mintaka Experience on Facebook. I'm going to pull 3 cards for the week ahead. This is from the 9th through the 15th. We'll see what's going on. Okay. So we have the Knight of Swords. And what this means is there's going to be some sort of overbearing news or overly sensitive information being exploited or leaked. There seems to be a lot of destruction and chaos within the mix. A lot of things being said in the heat of the moment due to hot topic debates or very sensitive subjects that being brought up. Hair triggers or triggering subjects that involve politics or religion or sexuality or family ties or whatever the case may be. It looks like there seems to be a sense of burning bridges and burning up about things, whether it be lust or passion or anger or agitation or resentment or contempt. It feels like you lash out a lot at those that appear as enemies towards you, specifically when they say something you don't like, or you particularly take it as a personal attack, even when if it's an objective statement. Waiting on your commands to do something seems to be in the mix too. So your guides are ready for you. Your guides are waiting. Your friends are there. They're just waiting for instructions. They're waiting for you to give them the green light. Otherwise, they're not going to act. They're not going to go through with it if they don't know that you're okay with it. Consent is key here. Consent, respect, and authenticity. Authenticity and enthusiastic. Yes means yes. Anything else means no. Silence doesn't mean yes, but it also doesn't mean no. But because it's not a yes, do not act on it at this moment in time. That would be your moment of clarity there. Creation of the world is very important. So creationist values, creating projects, creativity, seeking self-employment, being free-spirited, having a free thinker mentality, rugged individualism is going to be very important, especially for those that have a lot of air signs or those that are very communicative in nature. Someone that's very humanitarian and dualist driven, thinks innovatively and inventively for the collective as well as for oneself. It seems to be the theme here of consent with assertion. Past and future events are going to be within the mix. So past life readings, past experiences popping up from PTSD, future endeavors, anxiety about future endeavors that may or may not happen in the ways that you want it to. Not focusing on the present moment at this point. There's a lot of busyness and a lot of destructive energies preventing us from moving forward and preventing us from going the distance at this point. A lot of cheating, a lot of infidelity, a lot of cosplaying as somebody else, masking oneself, high masking, and mental health is going to be impacting the journey. Home life, housing, courts, businesses like that are going to be highly impacted. Childhood endeavors, childhood affairs, childhood issues, dealing with children or having a family that already has children with them, so like a blended family, being a step parent, being an adoptive parent, taking on responsibilities for others' past mistakes and not allowing them to live it down in a sense because it's still in your mind. Hating people takes up your mind space, loving people takes up your heart space. Between 6 a.m. and 4 p.m. it's going to be the majority of when this reading is taking place. And this is going to happen throughout the end of the week, especially for those that are overbearing in nature. They mean what they say, but they over-exaggerate a little bit. They come off strong. They have strong wording because of their unfiltered free thinking. They have a thing called radical honesty, so they're not going to let things slide, but they're also not going to stay silent so that you can stay comfortable. But there are consequences to that, and being able and willing to take those consequences will be a benefit for everybody, not just yourself, but for everybody involved. Crouching over and leaning over and hiding and covert tactics are going to be in the mix, both physically and metaphysically, especially in like the spirit realm and like your mental mindset. So hiding and cowering from your own thoughts and fears, having a booming voice telepathically and not being able to understand that's how you sound, not being able to hear too well unless you like really focus in. So just start to focus inward, start to focus more on the manifesting part, especially for those that are high nooners. So those that get their energy from like the sun and being out in the middle of the day, and getting their energy from like the heat. Catching somebody by the tail can be a weakness, can be a defense strategy. Defensiveness and defense tactics come to mind. So fight or flight responses, disassociation, stuff like that can be impacting the journey. Middle of the road mentality and middle of the week, there's going to be a lot of pragmatism and practicality, especially for those that are going into early childhood education or towards children or with group homes or with a group of people that are like-minded. Like-minded individuals create a crab mentality, so make sure that you are fully aware of what that means for you and what that means for somebody else. The answer you seek is no, because the strength of your words still carry weight. What was said in the past carries weight into the future. So not until the fire has been extinguished, or at least within control, at least in this point in time. They don't want to rush into things. White knight mentality or savior mode or savior complex are going to be prominent throughout the day and throughout the week as well, especially by the end of the week. And we have Astaroth, which is justice for the second card. So this can mean many things, from justice seeking to justice placement to justice systems like the court, LEOs, ICE, etc. Those that are devil dogs and work for like military, there might be like a militia law or some sort of military background from somebody that might be approaching you within the middle of the week, between the 10th and the 17th, it looks like. Telling somebody how they fell out of graces or out of God's graces can be important. Fallen angels, being told the story of how the world came to be as it is, how the people came to fall, why the angels lost sight, or what exactly their Achilles heel was, in order to manifest lessons and parable form. Parallel life, mirror exercises, such like that are going to be very important throughout the week. Revealing the past, present, and future are going to be important. So Akashic records, Nemazine records, path work, shadow work, karmic clearing, energetic balancing, self-worth practices, self-love practices, interpersonal relationships based in choices that you make, aligning your choices and your intuition to gather a sense of completion and a sense of love and a sense of compassion. Liberal sciences are very important to be taught, so teaching others economics, history, philosophy, anthropology, psychology, sociology, entomology, linguistics, etc., etc., etc. I'm sure I'm missing a few of them. Let's see. The answer you seek in the middle of the week is yes, as long as you do what is just and what is fair and what is honest. This is especially true for like truth seekers and those that have like a lot of sexual energies or run like a dualistic mindset. Those that feel a strong urge of power between 2 a.m. and 9 p.m. are going to be the most impacted. 64s, 29s, 222, 999, 444, and 666 are all going to be important for different reasons for different people throughout the day. So keep that in mind as well. It looks like being in control of your animosity, being in control of your demonology, or of your demons and your possessiveness, getting control of your possessions within mediumship practices. If you do practice this kind of endeavor, there seems to be some form of navigation through swift justice or straight justice, or having a good head on your shoulders, knowing who to talk to, having good associations. It looks like your wealth, your abundance, your prosperity, your love life, your relationships, your friendships, and your long-term goals are going to be fully fleshed out by now. You're going to start working towards it. You're starting to manifest your desires. You're starting to navigate through with grace and tranquility and a little bit of nobility. You're getting a sense of humility throughout the day and throughout the time as well, especially for those that are born in either February, September, April, or June. There seems to be some form of ruby energy here, so a lot of empowerment, a lot of power, a lot of ritualistic, ancestral knowledge, ancient wisdom being opened up to you. Self-determination, self-courage, self-discipline is very important for what is going on at this point in time. So be able to manifest your desires in a way that shapeshifts and shifts the energies around you. It looks like there's going to be some form of keeping your eye on the prize and keeping focused on things. It looks like changing your wording or working on your word choice is going to benefit you greatly for the week. Sorry, that door is stubborn. We also have the Queen of Wands for the last card. Okay, what this means is magnetism, the law of magnetism, the law of attraction, working on your metaphysical practices, working on your big changes, working on emotional maturity, emotional vulnerability, working on regulating your impulses and your agitation levels and your aggression towards things and towards people. It's going to be one of those things that they'll tell you what you need to know when you ask for it, but not until you ask for it. And they do answer what you ask. They may not know what you mean, but that's for you to figure out what wording to use to get the answers that you seek. Arts and sciences are important, so not only sociology and psychology and anthropology, but biochemistry, biology, archaeology, biomedical sciences, forensic science, zoology, etc. Anything one desires to know can be told to you once you ask. It's not going to come to you just randomly, willy-nilly. You have to ask for it. You have to know what to ask. You have to be willing to receive the answer even if you don't like it. Petty annoyances and pesky thought processes are going to be prominent throughout the day as well. Just like these flies won't leave me alone, your thoughts may not leave you alone until you get the information that you seek. Being submissive. Gentle persuasion is a way to persuade someone, using dark psychology to get them to do what you want. Using their thoughts and practices and words against them to get them to realize what they said or what they did. Hypnosis, certain trigger phrases or trigger words might force you to feel like autopilot or numb, or force you to doing something that you don't wish to do, especially between the 9th and the 18th of this month. Moving forward and moving on and taking the initiation are going to be helpful. Leadership roles and positions being given to those that are good team leaders and work good with teams as well as by themselves. Drama, theater, liberal sides of things are going to be important. Truth is liberal leaning is what I'm getting. So just be aware of that. It looks like performing arts and concerts and enjoying oneself through creative practices and creative visionary and metaphysical gifts are going to be prominent throughout the week, especially between the 9th moving forward all the way until the end of the month, or even the end of the week at this point. The answer you seek at the end of the week is going to be yes, as long as you are ready to perform, you're ready to commit, you're ready to not only act it out, but fall into action, fully commit, fully follow through with the promises and the manifest that you desire. Thoughts, feelings, and all of that impacted. Wishes, hopes, dreams, manifests, long-term commitments, long journeys are all going to be impacted metaphysically as well as spiritually, and as well as within your Justice Department, especially for the entirety of the week. It looks like on the beginning of the week, your main focus is on the past and the future. Then in the middle of the week, you start to focus more on the present and trying to put it all together. And towards the end of the week, you're moving forward, more energized, more life force within you, more determination, and a newfound sense of self-worth, a newfound sense of completion, knowing that you're well on your way to getting what you want within the next 2 to 9 weeks, or by the 29th of September, if you're lucky. This is at current energies at this point. 642, 99, 264, 29, 64, and 9s all have different reasons for different people throughout the day. So just make sure that you are fully aware of that, and make sure that you are fully understanding of what that means for you and what you can do for that information. No contact orders are not going to be broken anytime soon until you get that sense of justice, and blind trust or misplaced loyalty can be a factor as well. There's no communication in the physical because there's something in the metaphysical that needs changed within like telepathy or within your mindset. Seems like someone's like yelling an awful lot and they're trying to understand you, but you're yelling. And it's hard to be around someone that has a loud voice. It can be naturally loud, but it doesn't mean that you have to be like screaming at them. You may not hear it. So just locking into it a little bit more can be helpful and can be beneficial towards the endeavor, just to help manifest it. Deserts, plains, and savannas are going to be important areas and demographics, especially for navigating through anthropomorphic guides within visions and trying to figure out who they are, why they're there, where you are, how to go about this, etc. Who, what, when, where, why, how basically is going to be answered within the week or within the days. Making sure that you are fully aware of what that means for you. 9 in the morning, 10 at night, and 11 at night are all going to be like important time frames throughout the week, depending on what that means for you, depending on what you do throughout the week. It looks like there's a strong sense of justice being sought in the metaphysical and the physical and the spiritual side of things that is impacting you on all levels, not just this world, but the multiverse as well. especially for those that are working with like desertion or betrayal or isolation wounds. But I'm also getting like your own sense of justice is what's guiding your choices. Your own sense of justice is not your intuition. So listening not only to your intuition and your divine sense of justice, but also taking advice from other people and moving forward in the way that you find most beneficial. So that's what I get for the night for the 15th of August in 2026 for the collective. So if you please those, take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Thanks for joining.